This week, we want to teach you how to make an old favorite, Guo Bao Rou. It's a classic Northeastern sort of crispy deep-fried pork with a sweet and sour sauce. So to get started with this sweet and sour pork, you'll need pork. This is 250 grams pork loin with the fat removed. Cut it into slices about a ½ centimeter wide. Something like this is perfect. You should get about 12 pieces. Now marinate those with a ½ teaspoon salt, a ¼ teaspoon white pepper, and 1 teaspoon liaojiu, aka Shaoxing wine. Note that besides that wine, all the ingredients for this Guo Bao Rou could be found in any Western supermarket. We're just aiming to curb the so-called shan wei with this marinade, so feel free to sub in a different wine if you must. Leave that to marinate for 30 minutes. Now, one of the hallmarks of this dish is its crispiness. And that's achieved using a classic cornstarch batter. This batter is really quite cool. Remember in elementary school science class playing with oobleck, those non-Newtonian cornstarch mixes? You know, flows like a liquid, but apply a force and it behaves like a solid? That's what our coating is. To make it, mix 140 grams, or about a cup of starch, with 105 grams, or about a ½ cup of water. Here, we're actually using potato starch, which is slightly preferred for its chewiness, but cornstarch also works great. Incorporate the water till no clumps remain, then mix in 2 tablespoons oil to make the mixture smooth. Note that if you're measuring by volume, take a look at the consistency here. You may need to add a little more water or starch depending on your cup filling technique of choice. Let that sit for 5 minutes and we can batter the pork. When battering, I like working 4 at a time. What you'll want to do is continuously pull the batter up and over the pork so that the pieces are completely submerged. You're looking for something roughly this consistency. We'll deep fry these twice, first at 150 centigrade. Carefully add in your pork one by one so that the pieces don't stick together, and to let the coating form, don't touch them until they start to float. Fry for about 4 minutes, or until the batter is no longer sticky and transparent. Second fry, 190 degrees centigrade. Add in your pork, flipping periodically to make sure it cooks evenly. Our first fry was to cook the pork and form the batter. This one will give it its crispiness. It'll be done after about 2 minutes when it's lightly golden brown and you can hear the coating like this. Now, for the final stir fry, you got some options. Eating at restaurants in China outside of the Northeast, it's quite common to see this fried with carrot, leek, ginger, and cilantro. The other day I was at a local market though, and an ex-chef vendor from Harbin insisted that these were inauthentic additions, that Northeastern style Guo Bao Rou should only use garlic. After trying it both ways, we couldn't help but agree, so just garlic it is. For the sweet and sour sauce, it's a simple 1-to-1 ratio of a 1/3 cup sugar and a 1/3 cup white vinegar, and a ¼ teaspoon salt. Now, one thing to consider here is your vinegar. Our vinegar is 2.5% acetic acid, so if you're using a 5% Heinz, you'll want to dial back the white vinegar by half. Some restaurants might also add a little light soy sauce for flavor, or a touch of ketchup for color. You can go that route, but we prefer the traditional version without. Now that the sauce is made, we can stir fry. As always, first, lang yao. Get that wok piping hot, shut off the heat, add in your oil, and give it a swirl to get a nice nonstick surface. Immediately add in 2 cloves of minced garlic and fry for 15 seconds or so on low heat. Then, add in your sauce, up the heat to high, and start to reduce the thing. Stirring constantly. We're looking for this to reduce by about half and form a thin, syrupy sort of consistency like this, which was about 2 minutes for us. Add in the pork, give it a quick 20-second toss to reheat and coat, and out. Garnish with a bit of cilantro, and your Guo Bao Rou is done.
So if you're serving this as part of a meal, you can deep fry everything first, and then stir fry with the syrup right before you serve it. It will stay crispy. So I hope you can give it a try. Check out the red link in the description box for detailed recipe, and subscribe for more Chinese cooking videos.